When this section of Tennessee was open for settlement after the Cherokee removal, this was not farmland, so very few people moved here. There might have been a dozen people total living in what we call the Basin today in the early 1840s. After copper was discovered and the word went out and people began coming here to work, you went from an area that had really no communities, no settlements, to over 1,000 people working here by the middle of the 1850s.
Well, the Red Hills, that is so exciting to people that come through there because they're so used to seeing is all the greenery and stuff, but nothing would grow.
When you get on the top of the hill, you look down and the whole basin is red dirt. This area was denuded of vegetation. You could not grow anything.
It's hard to think of Copperhill without thinking of the copper company at any age. But almost everybody that I went to school with, their fathers either worked at the company or benefited from the company. Like my father didn't work there, but it was because of the company that we were here. It touched everybody's life.
We're probably best known for the barren landscape and the Red Hills, but what a lot of people don't understand is that impact occurred a century prior. The end result was they needed thousands of acres of timber cut every year to make charcoal. And then you compound that with the sulfur dioxide emissions coming off these roast yards. By 1878, 50 square miles had been cleared of every tree standing. Even the stumps were dug up for fuel.
When there was a company, a lot of those people that I was in school with and a lot of people that my older siblings were with went to work for that company. And they paid pretty well, I think, and it was a good place because they provided housing for them. They provided, I think, very often electricity and water. They were very paternalistic, and they had the company store, and you could charge at the company store, and they just take it out of your check or whatever.
A railroad was built in the 1890s, so you've got coal that you can bring in now. You're not having to cut the timber. When you get into the 20th century, the technology changes. In 1904, they develop a way to direct smelt. By 1907, they're building acid plants, and by 1910, these plants are online. But the damage was done.
Now, I always wanted to go down the mines, and I always heard it was huge, but that was an understatement. Just before they capped the mines off, when they was closing them down, there was 4 or 5 photographers. I was one of them. And we went over and we was going down in a mine to film, shoot pictures before they closed it, capped it off. We went down in the mines and we shot pictures for hours. Then we came back up, they took the film. They developed it. I never saw the first picture, but I did get to go down in the mines. It's indescribable. And deep, oh my gracious, you go deep, way down. The miners did wear long johns in the summertime because it was cold and damp. It was cold and damp in the summertime.
We get visitors constantly that will start out by describing we're looking for, and they will describe that landscape not realizing that they're there. And they're genuinely disappointed that that doesn't appear that way anymore because they were wanting to show it to someone else. So it's sort of come full circle.